Hello guys and welcome back to MonLabo Linux, the only channel where you learn by doing. So today we're going to be talking about Terraform plan. So what is Terraform plan? Let's go discover that. So let me switch to my other screen so that we can better understand what that is. So if I was to type Terraform plan here, okay, and then I put a dash help, for example, you should see that I have quite a few of options. But before we jump onto those options, let's see what they say about it. So this is the general usage about it, if you're interested into. So here they say a speculative execution plan, showing what actions Terraform will take to apply the current configuration. Okay. This command will not actually perform the plan action. So you can optionally save the plan to a file, which can then pass to the apply command to perform exactly the actions as described in the plan. Okay, and then for plan customization, we are going to touch on will be destroy var, how we pass a specific var file that we can also use multiple times if you have multiple variables. Then we have the var file. Okay, this was the variable itself, and this one is the var files file. See, then other options as well that we have, we will touch on dash out. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start experimenting what we just saw. So here I have my Terraform folder, and inside my Terraform folder I have this part 2 that we already know what that is. If you don't know, I will just send you back to my other video so that you can refresh yourself from there. So here I have, for example, all these files. Okay, I just added this one, custom.tfvars, but we're going to see what that is. So for now I have this variable. Okay, but let me show you what happened first when you are not using anything, any option we plan. Okay, so if I do Terraform init first, because I need to initialize that so that it can pull the latest uh, plugins, okay, for us, as you can see here. And then we're gonna do Terraform plan, okay, and we're gonna use the first one that we saw, which is dash var, and then space. So here you see that we have this variable right here. Okay, so this variable right here called file underscore content has this inside. Okay, so if we do Terraform plan without it, what happened? So let's go ahead and experiment that first. Okay, so you see that when we do that, okay, we have this. All right, and as you can see, it says that it's going to create this, and this is the content of the file here. And you might also notice the hello.tar.gz, okay, which is the object file will be created. And we also have the extension type here, okay, the file type here. So what we will do now is we're going to go ahead and start with the first option, so call Terraform plan dash var. So if I was to do Terraform plan dash var, okay, and then target that variable name called file underscore content that you see here. So I'm just going to accept whatever it shows there, and then we're going to see that this will override the content of the variable that is inside the variables.tf. Okay, so this can be used to pass some really critical information at the execution time, but it's not really recommended if you have critical information like password or whatever. Okay, so it might be something that is used only once when the plan is being run and you don't want to pass that through a file for some reason. So if we do that and we type enter, but as you can see, we can also put dash var multiple times, okay, and put as many variables as we want. And yeah, so and now here we're going to type enter. Okay, so when we type enter, let me come back with it again. So when we type enter, you can see that the content here has been changed. Okay, so now it says that content obtained from Terraform runtime execution, as you saw that right here from the command that we provided. So this way we have overridden, okay, we have overridden the content of the file underscore content variable, but till now we do not save the plan. Okay, so but now let's go ahead with another one, another type of variable that we may use and see how that can be customized. So if I was to do this, okay, and here we're gonna say dash var file, and then dash var dash file, and then here we're gonna put equals to and say that we want to use this custom file dot custom.tfvars file and save the output, okay, into a file called tf-plan. So now what is the content of this custom.tfvars? I mean, so here this file has a different archive file type. Okay, it is taking exactly all these variables that you see here. For example, you have file underscore content, you have archive underscore name, you have archive underscore file underscore type. Okay, so you see that here the type was this, the name was this, and content was this. But now inside this custom we want to change all this. So with the type, for example, we have zip, and then for the archive name we have custom file.zip, and finally we have file underscore content that is having a different content, saying this is a custom file content from the .tf-vars file. Okay, this one. So now if we go ahead and apply that, okay, as of now you cannot see any tf-plan here. So now if we go ahead and apply that, you will see that here it will not put a note anymore, and we say that something was saved into the tf plan. Now it says to perform exactly this action, okay, which means that it can guarantee exactly that file content, okay, that you see there. It can guarantee you that you will always apply that. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and apply that and see how it creates the content based on what tf plan we saw. But before that, we are going to see how to read that file, because that file is not just readable like that. Okay, so here you can see that I have that file, but if I click here, even Visual Studio Code will say that the file cannot be displayed, so it is written in a binary format or with an unsupported execute code. So now what we will do is we're going to tell Terraform, hey, can you show us what is inside that file? And for that we have a special command called show, okay, that see another day. So if you do that, okay, so you will see here, so let me do that again. So if you do that, you will see here that it says, okay, from that file I see that you are going to create some stuff, and here is what you are going to create. Okay, and you can see that here. So by using that file, we are pretty sure that we have the same content on and on and on and on. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Okay, now to apply it, you do Terraform apply. Now notice that when you do the simple Terraform apply, okay, which does not use that file, it will go ahead and show you the plan first, okay, and ask you if you want to apply that. You can see that it is overridden by this, okay, and also this one. So now here we are not just gonna type that, we're gonna cancel that operation. So now if we do Terraform apply with this, okay, it's just gonna go ahead without asking any question. It's going to go ahead and apply the content that we want, and will not show the plan as well. Okay, so we go ahead, we type enter, you can see that it just say creation completed and so on, and then it say that, hey, I have added this and destroyed nothing and change nothing, and this is the result. Okay, now we can come here and see that this is the new content from the tf-vars. Okay, and this is all about that one. But now let's say you are in your team and you need to decommission some part of your infrastructural resources. Okay, and nobody already understand what is that. Okay, what is that Terraform, how it does, but they have a little bit of training showing them how to destroy stuff. So now in the destroying step, you might tell them, hey, before you completely destroy, okay, maybe you have to plan first, and it's going to be done through a CI/CD pipeline stuff, or maybe GitOps type of application. Okay, so through that application, we can do Terraform plan. Okay, Terraform plan, and then we see how the destruction will be. So if you do Terraform destroy, for example, okay, so Terraform destroy, okay, and then you type enter. So it will go ahead and say that, hey, I'm going to destroy this, okay, but without really using that file. So it says that I'm going to destroy that, but we are not going to do it like this, okay, because we don't want to see the plan, for example. We just want to destroy. But now before you destroy, okay, you want to save that into a file, okay, and now until and unless the person is okay with the result of what we did destroy, the person cannot proceed with the actual destruction of the content. So now you want to save that, for example, destroy Terraform plan dash destroy, okay. So now when you type enter, you should see that we have a destroy.plan here. Okay. So this is the only time that you see this, but it says that, hey, you have saved this into this file. So next time you can use that, so that I can guarantee that whatever you see here is always what will be done there. Okay. Now, if we want to see the content again, we just do Terraform show. So show, so Terraform show, and then here we're going to say destroy dot plan. Okay, so now Terraform will show us what will be destroyed. All right, so now go ahead and destroy that infrastructure from what is inside that file. So to destroy, normally when you are not using any plan file, you just do Terraform destroy. But here you have to do Terraform apply. Okay, and then pass the file that you want to apply, and it's going to assume that, yeah, from what is inside I need to destroy it. So now it's not going to ask you anything, it's not going to show any output of the plan. It's just going to destroy everything, and bam. So because we verified, we saw that everything can be destroyed. Now we are passing that to Terraform apply, and it is destroying everything for you. So so this is the end of this tutorial. So if you like what you see here, please consider giving it a thumbs up, share with some of your colleagues that might need this kind of content, and also subscribe if you're not part of our community, or if you want to build a really great community. And finally, comment what you would like to see on Terraform next time when I do this type of video. For now, stay strong. Bye bye.